Hello, I'm so excited today to share about the vulnerability of being visible with Lisa Bartosiewcz.
Close.
And we're going to talk about, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Bartosiewcz. I'm close. She was just teaching me. But anyway, I'm really excited to share my beautiful brand new friend who is a bee priestess. She works with the Hoshindo lineage of working with bees, apitherapy, and we're going to learn all about that today as we talk about why she stepped into this Modern Day High Priestess project with us to share her beautiful story, the struggles, the challenges. And one of the things that Lisa shared in her post this morning on Facebook was about visibility and, the steps that we don't take because we're afraid of the judgments of others. Potentially, it's our own fear getting in our way because other people might not even think that, but we think they think that. And we get into these circles around not being as visible about our gifts and about our stories and about the impact we're here to make. And I'm so grateful to have you on the show, Lisa. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for this space, and I'm really, really enjoying and excited about this new connection with you.
Me too. So tell us about Hoshindo, or you say it too, please. And tell us about the bees. How did you get connected with the bees?
Oh, it's a wild. It's been a wild adventure. The bees have just shown up in my life. They did so loudly, as they do for so many people who begin to work closely with them. They really showed up on my journey as a support, as I should say, it was on my healing journey. The bees showed up and started informing me right away things about myself that where I needed love, where I needed light, and that's what they do. They are beings of love and light. There are so many different ways to work with them. This is the one that I happen to work with, and Hoshindo is a Japanese lineage of working with the bees that is a way of honoring the bees, relationship with the bees, and receiving their medicines. So everybody knows that bees are amazing pollinators. They make honey. What a lot of people don't know is that the bees offer so much more. They create beauty, sustenance, and they also create healing for us. They make all these products in the hive, and everyone has tremendous healing properties and value. And I could go on and on about them all day long. So you gotta reel me in.
Yeah, well, I'll reel you in, but we'll pick on some certain avenues around your journey and why you did the bees, when you were given the opportunity to get into Modern Day High Priestess and share your story, did you talk to the bees? Did you commune with the bees? What did the bees say to you? Did anything happen there? Or was it you knew and you're in?
My relationship with the bees has always been one of focusing on and working with my relationship with fear. When I first started working with the bees, and my teacher, she presented it as an opportunity to work with the relationship of fear. And I thought she was just talking about working with stinging insects, but they're so incredibly deep. They went right down to core wounds, and they were all connected to fear. And like you said, visibility. So one by one, the bees have been teasing out all of these fears, and I get a chance to work with them and more fully embody myself through that work. And so when this book came up, I knew that a book, whisperings of a book had been happening in the ethers. And when Melissa presented this opportunity, it sounded so right in line with my path and with my timing of sharing this work and becoming more visible in this work. So it's really perfect.
Yeah. And how did the bees and the visibility and the fear, you're moving through the fear, like they're helping you to move through it. The bees are kind of like shamans, they're master teachers, is how I'm kind of working it out in my mind, is you've probably worked with bees many lifetimes in the past, and you carried this medicine into this life to share it even in a greater way, especially when we're seeing populations of bees diminish and the things that we're doing to the earth that have hurt the bees, but now they're coming back into the forefront through people like you who are raising their visibility, that they are teachers and that they have gifts beyond the honey and the food and stuff we don't even know about, like their venom, their stinging, their ability to create healing in the body, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And so they really help things bloom. So they're really helping you to bloom is a nice metaphor.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in your story, like I know you just joined the project, so you're just getting started working on what story is coming through. Do you have any sense of what your story is going to be about?
Fear.
I mean, fear. Yeah. And when you're working with clients with the bees, how do you help your clients with the fear? Like, is it part of the medicine that you're helping them with move through their fears?
Yeah. So I'm trying to think about how to say this. That comes back to the visibility part. I've been doing this for almost a decade. And during that time, my clients have told me I had a hard time finding you.
Really?
Yeah. And I had a couple of clients that called me out and said, this is really important. This has changed my life and people need to know. So you need to get over yourself and get out there and tell people. So I started creating content, which was very uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And it's kind of all unfolded from there. And a lot of the content, going back to the fear with the clients, a lot of the content is showing them what it looks like to work with them. It's not scary. It's actually really gentle and really beautiful and very powerful. It creates very powerful shifts physically, emotionally, energetically. So working through the fear with them is just kind of showing them. And this is another opportunity as well, to show people what that relationship looks like. The bees want that relationship with us. They are brilliant connectors, and such an honor.
And they're really part of the ecosystem of a healthy world, like a healthy person in a healthy world. We need them almost more than they need us. Like if we weren't on the planet, the bees would be thriving regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And they are a really good symbol for the collective consciousness as well. And the positive collective consciousness growing as well. Like the more aware, the more conscious, the more gentle. And I've never really had a fear of bees myself. I was telling you the other day that the wasp, has shown up in my life quite a few times with stings and with protecting my doors and stuff like that when I've been away. And even now, I'm never afraid of the wasp, but I don't want to be like bees don't act like those. Like for me, wasps are more like, oh, you got some food, I'm coming in to see what you're eating. Where bees have really shown up this year for me too, and I'm so excited that I'm going to meet you is because I've moved onto this property where it's like a flower plantation. There's always something blooming, and so no matter what, I can go around the property and hear buzz, the hum of bees, and they're making stuff, they're doing stuff. They've got right now there's sunflowers and there's all this yellow pollen on their butts, and they're just so interesting. And I even have a little story when I was living at the other house. One day we were gardening, and all of a sudden I heard like this buzz, and it was loud, like a plane. You're thinking, what's going on? What is coming over? And this whole hive moved into a tree, and it was in my front yard. And I would just go and stand under it to tune into that frequency of their sound. Like their sound has got power in it. It's like they're so powerful in so many ways. What have you learned about their power?
My teacher said that the bees and actually the flower rose, those were the two highest frequency beings on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, and their sound is powerful. And we know that even here in the US, even though we're still learning, our culture is so young, it's still learning what ancient cultures have known for millennia and centuries. Even here in the US, people are getting in on that frequency. They're building bee huts where you can actually lay on a platform above the hives and feel the buzz and smell the air of the hive, which is also really, it speaks directly to the nervous system. There are a lot of organizations as well that work with people with PTSD veterans, bringing them to work with the hives because it speaks to the nervous system, and it gets the body out of fight or flight. You know,
that's so cool.
They're just incredible.
That's so cool. And you're so lucky to be working with them and being part of this book. Definitely your clients have said, people need to know how to find you. And right now you're live streaming and people need to know where to find you. So where do you work out? Like, can you work remotely with the bees, or do you have to be in person?
So I have traveled to work with people, and I have taught remotely different ways of connecting with the bees, learning about them, helping them, what you can do for them, and also the products that people can start looking at right away and using and integrating into their own care. But I live in Reno, Nevada. I have an office here in my home, and my bees are out back, and people come see me here. I have clients locally and people travel in. The bees work for so many different things. Many of the clients have tried everything. And somebody says, have you heard about the bees? And they get a hold of me and they'll try it. One of the things that's really bringing this work with them to light is Lyme disease here in the U.S. Okay. It's healing people, and not a lot of other things are. So people have usually heard about it that way, and then it like segues into other conditions as well. But
and Lyme disease comes from the tick, right?
Yes.
Is that? Yeah, like I don't know much about the disease, but it can cause a lot of issues. And sometimes you don't know you even have it for a long time too, right? Like it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
It can lay dormant for forever, and it's usually when somebody has some kind of traumatic event in their life, like a car accident or a divorce or a death in the family, that activates, and all of a sudden the spirochete, which is the bacteria that is Lyme, starts going into a feeding frenzy, and it feeds on our soft tissues. And so people's joints, their gut, their brain, their heart, all the soft tissues are vulnerable, and it can be debilitating. And the bees are, I don't want to go into all of that. I could set it, go rabbit holes. The bees are helping.
Right. The bees have special medicine that can help you. And is it a cure even?
People have gone into remission with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's also it just came out of Australia a couple of weeks ago in the lab. The venom attacked breast cancer cells, left the healthy cells. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And there's so many different, like, I like to call you now the bee priestess because you're part of the Modern Day High Priestess book collection, and bees are your specialty with your medicine. Like, it's your medicine with the bees working through you and connecting. That's how I see you. I'm not sure if that's how you see yourself, but what happens, like, what if you were to not share your story? Like, what do you think would be the consequences of not sharing your story, not being visible, not posting content about your work with the bees? What would be the downside to you not moving into that fear, like, of visibility?
Mm-hmm. Like you said earlier, the bees don't need us. We need them. And so the bees are doing their own unfolding in relationship with us in this culture here. For myself, the consequence of not sharing and not sharing my gifts and my work with them would be, well, it'd be pretty similar to how I have been before my whole healing journey. Depressed,
Right.
anxious, just really not sure where to be or where I belong. It's painful.
Right.
It's a painful place to be. And so I feel like the bees showed up and kind of pulled me through a birth canal.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm blossoming, I'm embodying, and
I'm getting like shivers and chills as you said that. The bees pulling you through a birth canal, and now you're blossoming into your visibility, into your impact, and into your story, which is going to be so exciting once it's done and written and published. And that's the gift of being in this book, is you get to be with other women, and we all have these unique medicines that are coming in to the book, and we're inviting more, like, we are inviting more women into this book who have like a special medicine, like bees, or maybe you even work with wasps, but maybe you work with other animals, or you work with other connections with nature, or you have like a special gift of healing that is only yours, that you were gifted with, that you've heard from source. There's so many different unique modalities out there that if you don't tell anybody about it, we don't know where you are. And I've been blessed to now learn about your medicine and working with the bees, and that it's good for Lyme disease and is potentially like a cancer cure. Probably is. It's just more about getting it into that field, like getting it out there more. But the more we know about you and others know about you, then we can find you and help ourselves. It's about helping ourselves through knowing about other people who have gone through a similar challenge or transformed the fear. Like, everything, to me, everything is fear. If it's connected with depression, it's fear. If it's connected with anxiety, it's fear. If it's connected with visibility and you don't want to be seen, there's some kind of a fear. So it's all connected. And it's interesting how the bees, like the insight just talking to you comes through. The bees start telling me stuff like the hive collective energy that they have is really what is showing up for me as their medicine while I'm talking to you. It's like, it's kind of like they're saying, talk about the hive. And that's what the Modern Day High Priestess multi-author book is kind of like. We're creating this little hive of medicine that we're going to share with the world through one collection,
I was gonna ask at some point, can you share a little bit about how this whole idea like dropped in? Like,
right, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
So I think it comes to being connected to a collective consciousness that is of healers, of shamans, of goddesses or divine feminine energy, man and woman for me. And through my practice, I've become over, the last 30 years, somebody who practices like looking inwards, like paying attention to myself, looking at my, addictions, problems. Why am I feeling like this? Like I'm really self-reflective. And through that process, I've been able to open up, some receptivity where I can hear when something is mine, like I generated that idea from inside myself, or feel it like come in like a directive. And this one was really a directive, like you, I have a connection with ascended masters or the ancient goddesses. Right before this call, I pulled a divine feminine card, even Kali, the mother of the universe, came through. And I, through that connection, I've built a relationship, like you've built a relationship with the bees for a long time, with the invisible connection of the goddesses or the priestesses. And it's invisible because I don't literally see them show up in my life, but I feel their connection and I feel their power. And after I met Melissa Keenan is the publisher of our book, Heart Open Publishing. She is also putting a chapter in the book as well. And she works with bees, and she's the one that started working with Lisa. And after I connected with Melissa, I did my meditation one day, and then I just kept getting like Modern Day High Priestess. Like the title came through, write a book about modern day high priestesses, write a book about the struggle from competition to collaboration, from scarcity to prosperity. And part of my work is helping people move from the fear of not having enough and all of those limitations and belief systems that have infected us for a long time, helping us to remove it and to move into our fears, even if we're having the fear, like do it anyway and create prosperity doing what we love. And part of what I love to help people do is to step into power that has scared them. And because if it scares you, it's a way for your system to know that it's something to do. And Modern Day High Priestess dropped in and it would not go away. Like I'd be like, all right, whatever. And it would be like the same message just kept coming in like a knife. You have to tell her, write her an email. Like, so I did. And we signed on right away. We developed the partnership. And I had to go through a little initiation. Like I got scared about saying priestess or asking people, inviting people into this book. And it's been a long process. We're still inviting women. We want to have a well-rounded collection of women in this book. And we don't know what is missing from the book, because I never heard of bee medicine before. So like there's all these different things, right, that we don't even know what we don't know about who should be in the book. So that's why we're being visible today, live streaming, is who else has one of these super secret, it's kind of secret almost, special gifts that needs to be well known, like is built to have a huge impact in the world. And you might have a little bit of fear of visibility. And and you and I were on a call last week with the whole group. I think it was a week and a half ago. And we're all like moving through the same things. Like we're all just stepping into more visibility, more impact. And how do you feel about being held in a container where everyone's moving forward in the same direction?
That feels so much better than doing it alone. And it's right in line with the bees talking or telling you to talk about the hive. It's a collective, you know? And of course you're pulling in the people that need to show up and that are feeling and experiencing the same things. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And you have so much grace and quiet expression, like your presence is expressing your connection with the bees, and it doesn't always have to come through words. It can just be in your presence through the bees. That's what I'm noticing about your medicine as well. And what I also love about this book is the deep dive collaborations that we have the opportunity to have together. Like we all have different locations around the world that we can host each other at and share each other's medicine.
I'm so excited to get to know each one of you more. And yeah, like you said, it's so interesting. What are we hiding? What have you got? What puzzle piece do you have that I need? And vice versa, you know, it's lots of exciting.
Yeah. So what puzzle piece do you have in the audience today that needs to come into this book? Like, what is your story, your medicine, your gift that maybe you're worried about money and time and fitting into this group, but maybe that's one of your fears showing you that you're ready to move through it and that there's a possibility for you. Because we can let the ego, like if I didn't listen to that call, somebody else was going to get the call.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And to start this project. And we have room still for more authors, more priestesses, more shamans, more sacred nature healers who work with a different aspect of the animal kingdom or the insect world or the gems, the crystals. I think we don't have anyone in, like I asked you in this episode, this show, what is your secret special modality? Put it in the comments. Like, what is it, that gift that you have that needs to be shared with the world because it has a special power that will heal others? Yeah. So we'll start to wrap this up, but I'm so grateful that you're in the book. And I just want to highlight some of the benefits of coming in this book as well before we end. You're going to be an Amazon bestseller. So you're going to have instant visibility, and you're going to have a supportive collective of women helping us to grow into more and more visibility, because once the book gets published, you're going to be able to have your own copies of the book, invite more people into your world through the book, you know, share your story through the world. Oh, bring your puppy on up to the camera.
He's talking.
And yeah. And so there's this healing through the writing as well. What I've really noticed through writing my chapter is it's been an initiation process, this whole book for me. Oh, wow, little fool. And then being a sacred, part of the sacred collective of women who all resonate with the priestess divine feminine energy, whether it's like really eccentric or very subtle, like you don't have to be really eccentric and bold and loud to be in this book. You can be very graceful and quiet power. Like there's all different types of women in this book, some that are really bold and some that are very quiet. And it's all about collaboration. There's not one woman who's writing in this book who's felt like there's a competition going on between us. It's very much a collaboration, and I have really been honoring that. It's so different from the corporate world. This is not a corporate business book. This is, thank God. This is sharing your gifts and power, your ancient authority, and stepping more into your spiritual leadership in a world that is lacking it. So we're forerunners. We're spearheading this change. And you get supported by all the marketing and publishing and editing support of the publisher. So that, yes, there is an investment to get into the book. It's not very much, and there's also a scholarship opportunity for marginally, historically underrepresented communities such as the BIPOC and LGBTQ+, and Aboriginal and cultural differences that normally do not step into something like this. And we're really wanting more diverse people in the book, women, to give you a chance that maybe you wouldn't otherwise have a chance to be part of this if finances are an issue. And we do have a payment plan as well. Is there anything I'm missing about the book, Lisa, that we need to mention before we tune off here?
When's it coming out?
Enrollment technically closed September 1st, but we still have more spots available. So we would like to fill that all up, but we're really aiming before the end of 2025 to have the book published and be having our book launch party. And the digital copy will launch first. And then 3 months later, we'll have a print copy. So we're planning this whole group of women co-creating this book together are going to be together for 12 months after the book gets published, at least, if not for the rest of our lives, where we're helping each other to really boost visibility, to move into how I see visibility. And I'm stealing the whole conversation here, but visibility is a way to shine your superpower of vulnerability. Mm-hmm. Because one of the messages I get from the feminine, the priestess energy is your vulnerability, like being vulnerable, is what has been taken away from us in the past, like through years. Like when we're vulnerable and sharing our medicines and really in our 100% full joy, that has been what, the old ways, the old paradigm have really hijacked that and turned it against us. And that's why we hide. That's why we hide. But when we can stop hiding and share our vulnerability, it's really our superpower. I don't know if that resonates with you, Lisa.
Yes, 100%.
Right. Yeah, so if you're interested in being in the book or learning more, please feel free to share, send either Lisa or myself a DM, and she'll get you connected with me, and I can tell you more about the logistics and the process of getting in the book. But we would really love some more sacred, mysterious modalities that we've never heard of in the book, and different cultures and medicines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
So
so
thank
much
you so much.
for this
You're welcome.
space and for listening to that little voice drop in, that persistent little voice. And I'm so enjoying these conversations, and it's energizing, it's exciting, thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for listening. And please share this with your community on Facebook and get the word out. Help us to get this book published by the end of the year. Have a good day.